The following is a feature presentation of SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network.
The season is almost at an end. We've got a few games left to wrap up, including the entirety of the remaining games this week, and one of those games has great importance on the entire NFC playoff picture. The San Francisco 49ers, the current number one overall seed in the NFC, playing host to a team that's been on a bit of a cold streak recently in the form of the Detroit Lions. Welcome everybody to the third and final of our Week 17 Games of the Week here on SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network. Hello everybody, I am your host and broadcaster Joe, and may I just say, this season has been a roller coaster of a ride. Watching so many different teams do so many different things, from various winning streaks to collapsing almost entirely with some teams. It has been a ride. Some teams have jumped out far beyond what expectations have given them. Others really trickled behind, either through injuries or just complete and utter devastation. But regardless, this has been an exciting season to watch throughout, and I am so glad you have joined me. One team that's definitely been glad on the journey they have been, the San Francisco 49ers. These guys have been doing amazingly all year. At 11-3, they have the chance to potentially lock up the number one overall seed with a big win here today. It would be a massive chance for them to get that done. However, they've got one team that will not let that happen if they can help it. And there is a reason for that, because they need this win more than anything you could ever possibly imagine, and that's the Detroit Lions. The Lions looked so good to start this season. Going into Week 10, they were unbeaten, 7-0. They looked like they were going to be the favorites to be the number one overall seed. And then I don't know what happened, but it has just been going terribly for them. They have been 2-5 in their last 7 games, and that is not good. Granted, they had a very tough schedule that they were going up against. The Texans, the Jaguars, the Bears twice, the Packers, who they had beaten earlier in the season, but that is still a tough fight. And it is not going to get any easier for them. The easiest opponent they have had in the back half of the season is the Minnesota Vikings, who they play next week, and that game could mean a ton if they do not win it here. Even if they do win it here, things could go awry. There's a lot at stake for this team. Let's just put it that way. So, the question then becomes, how will they handle what might be their biggest and toughest game on the schedule this year? A lot of people were looking forward to this one. NFC Championship rematch was originally seen to be a potential match between two undefeated teams, if they had managed to get here undefeated, which slim chance at that, but people were holding that hope. I was one of them. But this might be one of the biggest games of the year, not just for both of these teams, but for the entire shape of the NFC playoff as we know it. Taking a look at the overall standings in the NFC playoff picture, the 49ers currently have the 1 seed. They have effectively locked up a top 2 spot in the NFC. Regardless of how badly things could go for them in these final 2 games, no matter what, they will get a first round bye. The question becomes if they get the number 1 overall. However, that doesn't necessarily mean everything is locked up, because even if the 49ers win this week, there is one team next week that could dethrone them, and that is if somehow the 49ers lose to the Cardinals and the Chicago Bears win the game next week that they have against the Packers. That's going to be an exciting game, I can tell you that much. Meanwhile, for Detroit, this is a must-win game for a few reasons. First of all, the Cowboys, as you saw, are right on their trail. Secondly, they need this win if they want to even try to get into the playoffs. They can technically still win the NFC North this week. NFC North this season. Of course, that depends on how things go with the Packers and the Bears. Because if the Packers and Bears both win this game, then you can just say goodbye to the Lions winning the NFC North, which would have been a massive disappointment for them. But the Lions winning this game is important for another reason. The Cowboys won, and the Falcons are playing the Commanders this week. If Atlanta wins and Detroit loses, do you know who gets the 6th seed? It's the Cowboys. They would have total control of their own destiny because the Lions would actually be the second team out because Atlanta and Dallas would both have a better conference record than what Detroit would have. If the Falcons won, they would be 7-4. Dallas is 7-4. The Lions losing would make them 6-4. Meanwhile, Dallas would have the head-to-head tiebreaker over Atlanta. If the Lions lose and the Falcons lose, then Detroit still has control over their own destiny because, again, they have the head-to-head tiebreaker against Dallas. Meanwhile, Atlanta, their only hope would be getting into the NFC South position, which I believe the Saints hold the tiebreaker for that. So there's a bunch of games this week that are of great importance to the entire NFC playoff picture. But we're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to worry about what is ahead of us with the Lions and 49ers. And a little bit of good news for the Detroit Lions. Sion Vaki, the rookie, will actually be coming back. He came in to replace Craig Reynolds at kick returning. So there might be a little bit of good news there. We're going to take a small break, and when we come back, we're going to take you down to Levi Stadium in Santa Clara for the start of this all-important NFC battle. And here we are at Levi Stadium. Very important game. Lions call tails. It is heads. So the 49ers will elect to return it. Jake Bates will be kicking it off for Detroit. And meanwhile, rookie Isaac Guerrero out of Louisville will be returning it for the 49ers. They're going to take this from the 2-yard line up to the 15 and down at the 16. Let's take a look at that San Francisco starting offense. Brock Purdy, in his 3rd year, the former Mr. Irrelevant out of Iowa State, still leading the charge for the 49ers. He's got Kyle Juszczyk and Christian McCaffrey, a fully healthy Christian McCaffrey, lining up behind him at running back. At the wide receiver positions are Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. George Kittle, the tight end for the 49ers. He's lining up on the line alongside Jake Brendel, Aaron Banks, rookie Dominic Cooney out of Kansas, Trent Williams, and Colton McKivitz. Kyle Shanahan, in his 8th year as head coach of the 49ers, led them to 2 Super Bowl appearances so far in his tenure, and Clay Kubiak is the offensive coordinator for San Francisco. 1st and 10 for the 49ers on their own 16. Toss for McCaffrey. He is looking to run it up the gut, but the Lions defense there to stop him. Let's take a look at that Lions defense that just stopped what might be the best running back in the league. Aiden Hutchinson, DJ Reader, and Alan McNeil, the defensive linemen for Detroit. At the linebacker positions, you have Alex Anzalone, Amik Robinson, Jack Campbell, and Marcus Davenport. Terrier Arnold, the rookie corner out of Alabama, is lining up opposite of Carlton Davis. And at the safety positions, you got Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator for Detroit, and the special teams coordinator is Dave Phipp. Second and 10 for the 49ers. Shotgun formation for Purdy. He's going to try and run forward with this one. Get the throw off for Ayuk. And Ayuk's got enough for the first down. A lot of drama was going on this offseason, but it seems like Brandon Ayuk is more than ready to help this 49ers team, especially going into the playoffs. Reminder, this 49ers team did win the NFC West, as McCaffrey going to get a 6-yard run there. Second and 4. Purdy going to hand this one off to McCaffrey, who is zigging and zagging, running back towards the far side, and he's going to get taken down at the Lions' 42. So this offense seems to go slow but steady right now. Purdy looking and throwing for Ayuk, who is deep into Detroit territory, and he's got the touchdown. And that means the 49ers, they liked what they were seeing against the Lions defense, and they were just saying, pull the trigger there. Jake Moody's kick on the way. Doinks off the right upright, but it is good. So now they will kick it off, and Baki is the return man. Gets up to the 20 or so. Let's take a look at the Detroit Lions starting offense. Jared Goff, the starting quarterback for the Lions, played his college ball an hour north of here at Cal Berkeley. He's got David Montgomery lining up behind him alongside Sione Vaki, who is in for the injured Jahmyr Gibbs. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams are the wide receivers for Goff to target today. Samuel Laporta, the tight end for Detroit. He'll be lining up on the offensive line alongside Frank Ragnow, Graham Glasgow, Kevin Zeitler, Taylor Decker, and Penei Sewell. Dan Campbell, the fourth-year head coach of the Detroit Lions, and the offense coordinator is Ben Johnson. First and 10 for Detroit, who we actually haven't seen in a game of the week since Thanksgiving. Give it to David Montgomery, and he's going to get to about the 25. Let's take a look at the San Francisco 49ers defense, who will hope to stop such a powerful offense that the Lions possess. Leonard Floyd, Malik Collins, and Javon Hargrave are the defensive linemen. At the linebacker positions, you have Devondre Campbell, Diamador Lenore, Fred Warner, and Nick Bosa. Isaac Yeadham and Charvarius Ward are the corners for San Francisco. And at the safety positions, you have Jair Brown and Talanoa Hufanga. Nick Sorensen, the first-year defensive coordinator for the 49ers, and the special teams coordinator is Brian Schneider. Second and 5 for Detroit, as Goff going to toss this for Vaki, and he is going to get stopped. 3rd and 9. Lions are 2-1 in games of the week this season. Their only loss coming to the Bears the last time we saw them, which was on Thanksgiving, as Vaki only gets 3 yards. And the Lions will punt this ball. Jack Fox will punt it, and it is Cowing who will be back to return. Jacob Cowing, the rookie out of Arizona, University of Arizona, and he's going to get taken down at the 32. Meanwhile, the 49ers, we've actually seen them 3 times so far this season, as Purdy going to play action and look and throw for Deebo Samuel to his left. Samuel going to get to the 41 of the Lions. Last we saw them was against the Rams, who they pretty thoroughly beat, as Purdy going to run out of time. Marcus Davenport there for the sack. And so that puts them into a 2nd and long position. Purdy gonna throw this one for Ayuk, but it's out of bounds. We saw them just devastate the Rams earlier on in the season, as Purdy going to be taken down by Aiden Hutchinson with a sack. That makes it 4th and 28. So 49ers will be punting the ball. This is Mitch Wishnowski who will be punting, and Khalif Raymond will not be returning because it's going to be in the end zone for a touchback. And on this 1st and 10, Goff going to get sacked by Leonard Floyd, sending him back 8 yards. Pretty devastating for them. Goff in shotgun formation. Going to try and throw it to his right for Sione Vaki, who dives for it. And he's got 16, but needed 18. So both of these teams have had 3 games, but the 49ers have been perfect so far in our games of the week this year. And the Lions will be forced to punt. 49ers defense doing quite a good job so far today, holding the Lions offense at bay. Cowing will be back to return this from about the 7 or 8. And he'll get up to 13. 1st and 10 for San Francisco, deep in their own territory. Toss for McCaffrey, running it up the gut. Zigging and zagging. Moves back towards the far side before coming back towards the inside. And he's down at the 40. Christian McCaffrey been a great weapon for San Francisco since they acquired him from the Panthers. Purdy in shotgun formation on this 1st and 10. Running forward, going to get this off for Juszczyk. And he's into Detroit territory. Kyle Juszczyk's wife actually has been running a decently successful clothing line, actually. Purdy going to throw this to his right. Looked like it was for George Kittle there, but couldn't quite connect with him. 2nd and 10, shotgun formation for Purdy. Defense breaking through! And Alan McNeil with the sack to push him back into San Francisco territory. 3rd and a mile. Purdy going to give this to McCaffrey, and McCaffrey going to get taken down behind the line. Well, at the line, actually, it looks like. So the 49ers going to punt the ball again. So aside from the 49ers opening drive, every drive so far today has ended in a punt. And this is going to be a touchback. Both 49ers punts in the 1st quarter end in touchbacks. As 1st and 10 for the Lions. Vaki going to get tossed the ball. Going to run back to the 30, and he's going to fumble the ball, but he fumbles it out of bounds. And that's going to be the end of the 1st quarter. 7-0 San Francisco currently leads. 2nd and 6. Goff dropping back. Got to find somebody. Throwing for Jameson Williams. He's got the 1st down and more. As he's just outside of San Francisco territory. He's on the Lions side of the 50. Goff, play action roll to the left. Looking for an open man. Gonna run with it himself. And he's gonna get the 1st down and more. Goff spent the first few years of his career playing for the Rams, so he's familiar with dealing with the 49ers. As this pass going to go over a defender. Nice connection with Laporta. And he is going to take this deep into San Francisco territory. Gets him into a goal-to-go situation. 1st and goal at the 4. The Lions have started to wake up their offense. Looks like they were getting a feel out for the 49ers with David Montgomery's touchdown here to tie this game up. That's a smart way of playing it. Very surprisingly conservative for Dan Campbell, who's normally a highly aggressive coach. And it is good. So the game is tied at 7. Isaac Guerrero will be back to return this. He'll take it from about the 7 and taken down at the 15. So the Lions and 49ers defenses have been the stars of this game so far. But things can change on a dime in any game of football, as McCaffrey going to get this one with 3 Lions diving for him right in the middle of them. Purdy dropping back. Going to try and get this one off to his left for a Deebo Samuel. Leaps up, but he can't get his hands on it. So 2nd and 10. What an amazing defensive stop, though. And a throw for Kittle. Leaps up to grab this one. And he is going to take this along the near side before he's down at the 46. 1st and 10 for San Francisco. 49ers doing pretty well for themselves. A throw to the left for Samuel. Samuel leaps up to grab it, avoids potential tackles. He runs along the near sideline. Look at him go as he's down at about the 11-yard line. 1st and 10, 49ers. Purdy going to hand this off to McCaffrey, who's taken down 3 yards back. So 2nd and 13. Purdy dropping back a little bit. Looking and throwing over the middle for Deebo, but incomplete. So 3rd and 13. Lions hoping to, at the very least, stop them. If they just make it 3 points, that's fine with them. Ooh. Bad connection there between Purdy and Kittle. Seems like there were some crossed wires. And this looks to be a 32-yard attempt by Moody. Nearly blocked, but it's up. And it doinks off the right upright. Good. 10-7. 49ers take the lead. Very good kick there by Moody. Looked like it was going to go a little bit too far right, but hey, he knew what he was doing. Vaki going to take this up to about the 15 before he's down. 1st and 10. Goff going to hand this off to David Montgomery. And he's going to fight for yardage. Keeps going until he's down at the 21. 2nd and 5. Goff. Shotgun drops back a little bit more. Throws to his right for Samuel Laporta. Diving between the gold helmets to get it. Amazing work there by the Lions tight end. Vaki going to get handed this one. As he gets to about the 45. 1st and 10. Goff dropping back. Looking for somebody open. Plenty of time. Gonna throw it to his right deep downfield, but it is deflected. Looked like the only one in the area was Jamison Williams. Goff going to hand this one off. No, play action to the left. I was wrong. A throw from Ross St. Brown. And St. Brown has got the touchdown. And the Lions getting a good lead here. 13-10. Can be 14-10 if Jake Bates gets this extra point. Kick on the way. Nearly blocked, but it's through. Bates actually spent his first year out of college playing in the UFL in the same state that he plays for now. He played for the Michigan Panthers, playing in the same field, actually. 1st and 10 for the 49ers. Starting this drive at the 12. And Purdy going to hand this off to Christian McCaffrey. He runs along the far side, down at about the, looks like 23, 24. And they're going to call their first timeout. Very close game as we get deep into the second quarter. Purdy, play action, looking for an open man. Gonna throw it to his right for Brandon Ayuk, who leaps up to grab this one. Still going, and down at about the 26. San Francisco quickly gonna call their second timeout with 1:16 to go. Purdy going to drop back. Gonna throw this over the middle for Kittle. Kittle over the middle has got a 9-yard gain on that one, but they got to call their third and final timeout. 2nd and looks like about 2 feet. Play action by Purdy. Gets it off in time for Ayuk. Touchdown! 49ers! Brandon Ayuk in the back of the end zone. Great connection with Brock Purdy. And with that, right before halftime, San Francisco going to get back the lead. Now the Lions do have a chance maybe of being able to score. They will also get the ball back to start the second half. Vaki going to take this one up to about the 16 or 17 yard line. Got time for maybe 2 plays. Maybe 3 if you're lucky. Vaki going to get the direct snap here. Going to get to about the 22. And the Lions will call their first timeout with 15 seconds. Could they get a third play off before halftime if they use their timeouts wisely? Goff going to try and run forward. Gets the connection with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Dives for it, but time is up in the second quarter. That's going to do it for the first half of play. The 49ers coming away with the lead right now. But, like I said before, Detroit getting the ball back to start the second half. Next week, it all comes down to this. We've got 3 games of the week for you, 2 of which will be mystery games. We will not reveal them until the time is right. We still have to wait until the Week 17 games, admittedly, to finish up before. But one game we can guarantee you will be the first game of the week, as Caleb Williams, the number 1 overall pick, leads the Chicago Bears up north to take on their division rivals, Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers, for the NFC North crown. Then we've got 2 more games later on in the week, and that's all coming up for you next week in our Week 18 Games of the Week here on SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network. We got ourselves a close game here in Santa Clara. Vaki will be back to return. He'll take this from about the 1.5. Vaki gonna get up to the 15 and down at the 18. And oh no, Sion Vaki is injured on this one. So that means Khalif Raymond coming in at running back, and Jameson Williams looks like coming in at kick returner. I'm sorry, Isaiah Williams, the rookie, as Laporta going to get this one over the middle, and still on his feet, breaking a tackle before he's down to the 49. So yes, Isaiah Williams, the rookie out of Illinois, will come in to replace rookie Sion Vaki out of Utah. Goff, looking for an open man, throwing to his left for Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's got him, still on his feet, look at this man go, and down at about the 28-yard line. So 1st and 10, Detroit. In San Francisco territory. Montgomery going to get handed the ball, running along the near side, still on his feet, and he gets taken down around the 13. So Raymond and Montgomery. That's what we got to start with, have here. As Khalif Raymond going to get the screen pass, but not going to get too far. Loss of 5. 2nd and 15. Goff. Play action. Rolling to his left. Looking for Amon-Ra St. Brown in the back of the end zone, but can't quite connect with him. Now, field goal would not be bad here on this 3rd and 15. 49ers only lead by 3. As Goff going to run forward, taking it himself. Look at this man go! Down at about the 6, around the 7 or 8, actually. And this will be a 26-yarder, it looks like, by Bates. Kick on the way, doinks off the right upright, but it's good. Just like the other Jake kicker did. So we got a tie game here in California. Garendo will be back to return. He's going to take this from about the 4-yard line and down at the 12. 1st and 10 for Brock Purdy with his first possession of the second half. Purdy going to throw it to his right for Brandon Ayuk. Ayuk, look at this man run. He's still going before he's taken down at about the 47. 1st and 10 for San Francisco starts there. Man in motion a little bit. Purdy looking for somebody. Going to try and throw this on the deep bomb to Ayuk, who is the man in motion, and he's taken down at about the 7 or 8. 1st and goal. Purdy dropping back, looking for somebody. Going to try and throw this over the middle for Kittle, and he's got him for the touchdown. George Kittle with the touchdown catch puts San Francisco back in control. And the extra point for Moody. Kick goes on the way, but it's blocked! It's blocked, and so the Lions with a touchdown and extra point, if that doesn't get blocked, can take the lead again. A 6-point game as Isaiah Williams gets taken down at about the 13. 1st and 10, Detroit. Goff dropping back, looking for somebody. Gotta find someone, anyone. Jameson Williams going to take this one to the 29 for the first down. So another 1st and 10, hand off to David Montgomery. Former Bear has been doing great work for the Lions, and he's down about the 48, it seems. 1st and 10, Detroit. Goff going to hand this off to Montgomery, trying to fight, but he's not going to get too far. 2nd and 10. Man in motion. Goff going to hand this off to Montgomery, running along the near side. Looks like some good misdirection there by the Lions offense. Showing looks like they were going to go to the left, but no. Goff going to toss this to Raymond, as he's going to get the first down here, running along the near side. Still going down at the 29, though. 1st and 10. Goff in shotgun. Man in motion to his left. Looking for an open player. Gotta find Sam Laporta, who's going to get taken down at the 20. I don't think he got it. No, he is short. So let's say 2nd and inches. 2nd and 1. 2nd and inches. A little bit, doesn't matter. As Raymond going to take this up the middle for the first down. So 1st and 10, Lions. Goff handing it off to Raymond. Only going to get about 2, though. With less than a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Goff hands off to Raymond yet again. Does not get very far. Running it up the gut, it seems, is starting to get stopped. Goff gonna throw this, but it's blocked. Looks like that was going over the middle. Don't know who it would have been for. The Lions gonna go for the field goal here. And this will be a 30-yarder. Kick by Bates. Up and through very easily on the chip shot. 23-20. 49ers have the lead still, but anything can happen. Garendo back to return. Gonna take this from the 8. Running it up to about the 18, it seems. With 14 seconds to go in the third quarter. Purdy gonna toss this to McCaffrey, who gets taken down behind the line. Defense was waiting for him on that 6-yard loss. Purdy gonna toss this to McCaffrey yet again, running along the far side. And he's not gonna get too far. And that will do it for the third quarter. As the 49ers have a big lead. 11-yard run, actually. I was mistaken on how far that was. Purdy hands it off to McCaffrey yet again. Look at Christian McCaffrey run! This man is avoiding every potential defender as he gets into Detroit territory and taken down at about the 43. A touchdown would put San Francisco into a really good spot as they toss for McCaffrey yet again. Taken down around the 40. A field goal would be a bit risky, but it would help. And McCaffrey can get sent back to make it 3rd and 9. Man in motion in front of Purdy. In shotgun. Stepping back a little bit. Throwing to his left. They were expecting the run, but Brian Branch there to intercept it. He's got this one. Taking it to the 25-30. 35-40. Down at the 41. Oh, nobody show this broadcast to Tom Grossi. He's not going to be happy with that. So 1st and 10, Lions got some good life in him. A throw for Williams. He dives for it for the first down. Down at the 29. This game is wide open. Goff going to hand it off to Montgomery, who's running along the near side. Look at this man go. Down at the 21 for the gain of 7. The Detroit Lions are in real good position here. They just need to score a touchdown, but a field goal would tie it up. But Amon-Ra St. Brown says, give me that ball and take this lead. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the sun god himself, takes this lead for Detroit. And with Jake Bates' kick on the way, it's good. And the Lions go to take the lead by 4 now. Garendo back to return this. Gonna take it from about the 8. And gets up to the 20. And down about the 23. So now San Francisco has to drive down the field and score. Again. Purdy, play action. Got plenty of time. Throwing to his right. Brandon Ayuk, no one there to cover him. Look at this man go. And he's down at the 13. Oh, the fourth quarter always gets exciting. Scott Hansen calls this the witching hour, and you know what? He's right. Purdy with the handoff to McCaffrey. And McCaffrey not going to get too far. 5-yard run. There's still plenty of time to go in this game, folks. Do not forget that. Purdy handed it off to McCaffrey. Oh, that is bad news, though. Christian McCaffrey down. Oh, and the Lions going to get a break here. And that's going to be Jordan Mason. The 49ers really needed his help, though. So, Purdy dropping back. Gonna throw this over the middle for Kittle! And he's in! Touchdown San Francisco! This is going back and forth! Oh my goodness! Lions fans, 49ers fans, I hope you don't have any heart conditions. We don't want any of you going to the hospital. We want you all healthy and happy and watching this game, even if your team losing would not make you happy. Williams going to take this from the goal line. Isaac Williams heads up to the 12. So the Lions offense got to do it again. You know, the offenses came to life in the second half. As Montgomery going to get about 5 yards on this one. They've been looking pretty good in the second half compared to the first half where it was all defense stopping them whenever they needed to. As that run only gets about 2 yards. 3rd and 3. Ball on the 20. Hand off to Montgomery. They're going to punt this ball. That is uncharacteristically conservative for Dan Campbell's offenses. Cowling back to return. He'll take this from about the 17-yard line. maybe they just trust the defense that much? 6-yard gain or so on that return. So 1st and 10, San Francisco. Purdy in shotgun formation, trying to run forward, getting wrapped up. Aiden Hutchinson with the sack to send them back 6 yards. Lions got to call their first timeout with just over 2 minutes to go. 2nd and 16, a toss for Jordan Mason. Mason gonna get back to where this drive started, but not too much farther. Gets it to be a 3rd and 8. Purdy gonna hand it off. No, play action. He's going to go for the throw to his left for Deebo Samuel, but he can't connect with him. And the 49ers have to punt. Oh my goodness, what is going on here? Excitement, that's what's going on here. Khalif Raymond gonna take this ball. Gonna take it from about the 6.5 and gets taken down at the 13. The Lions need to drive down this field. A field goal to tie. A touchdown to take the lead. Throw is for Raymond to his right. Goff gonna get a good connection there. And Raymond gets to the 30. And the Lions calling their second timeout with just under a minute to go. Oh my goodness, this is exciting. Goff going to play action. Roll to his left. Who's he looking for? Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's down the field, but he overthrows him. Oh no! Just over 30 seconds to go. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Goff, play action on the left! Devondre Campbell! There with the sack! To take him back 10 yards! They gotta call their third timeout. 26 seconds! Ball on the 20! Goff! Gonna throw this for Williams, diving for it! He's gotta get back up! He's running out of time! 50! He's ball on the 50! Oh my goodness, they got time for one more play! St. Brown in motion. Goff in shotgun. And he's sacked! Fred Warner seals the game! The San Francisco 49ers win it here today! 30-27! Oh my goodness, Lions fans, I am so sorry! Oh, they looked like they had it, but the defense from the 49ers came through in the end. And now, the Lions gotta root for the Commanders, because if they don't, they are in trouble. And let's take a look at the overall standings in the NFC. With this victory by the 49ers, they get themselves in some good field position for the playoff run they're about to make, as they are going to go to 12-3. This gives them a 1.5 game lead over the Packers and technically the Bears, as the two are tied for what would be the 2 seed. Meanwhile, the Lions, this is bad for them. They need to hope and pray that the Washington Commanders win their game against the Atlanta Falcons, because otherwise they will not be in control of their own destiny. They are tied with Dallas at 9-6, but anything is possible. The Lions might get lucky next week. Who knows? As a reminder, the Lions play the Vikings next week, the Cowboys play the Commanders, and if Atlanta wins against the Commanders, their game next week against the Panthers is now going to be an interesting one, but we'll see how things go from there. And then on top of that, the Rams licking their chops probably leaves a sour taste in their mouth, but San Francisco might have just left them the chance to win this, to sneak into the playoffs if they're lucky. But things would have to go their way in the first place. They'd have to beat the Arizona Cardinals. That is not necessarily a difficult thing to happen, but it is possible. And that is going to do it for us here today. A reminder that we will have Tecmo Rewind on Monday, and to come back next Thursday for the first of our 3 games of the week. 2 of them are mysteries, but next week we got a big one in Green Bay between the Bears and Packers. For all of us here at SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network, I'm your host, Joe, saying good night, everybody!